Welcome back to another episode of this. It's not the main character, but a much, much better one, because he is able to crit if there would be another freeze or cryo character in here. Anyway, this is not the issue. We are going to get our login bonus, of course, and do our daily routine, which is some dailies, some missions, and some other stuff. Yeah, complete that. And select the character, get them on there, claim, select character, this one, and you, we have same stuff, but this time it's Amber who's on the mission. Alright, so, and we also got the mine achievement. What was the other one? Mine, do some other stuff. There's always 4 things you can do. Let's get some ore, yada yada. Tell you what, I'll mark you on the map. He does this. Wait a minute. Why do I want to see that the third? Oh no, the third one is down here. So the mine positions are always ask me where to find Let's see. Now I asked him again, but he does not add additional mine locations. It's always the same. Yeah. You get... Oh, come on. There we go. But this is not what we need. Wanted to buy his items. Come on. Because I need those upgrades. At some point, I will need the experience here. But I think, like, most of this... most of the time I would be better off just, yeah, crafting those crystals and whatnot. That would be much, much easier. Alright. But yeah, this is not... there we go. So... what we want to do right now, at least not this episode and whatnot. Let's claim this. Yeah, 4 daily commissions and 150 original lessons. Like, I did this multiple times already, but I still kind of don't know. So, doesn't matter what we pick, right? Doesn't really matter. I could also get one of these. The thing is, I would like to use the wish system to get myself some hydro characters. The iffy thing is, there is a hydro character, and you can also unlock her, I think, and you get her as a simple reward. Where is she? Was it a F1? I don't know. Maybe a 5? Was it that? Yeah. Gliding challenge is still available, but I need to go down there. Seize the day. Okay, I need to wait a little bit. The nice thing is you have 2 weeks to get the login bonuses. That's nice. Problem is, like, once you have them, nothing else happens here. Yeah, baptism. Also. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So, yeah, complete the quest. What do you even get from her? And also, what is this quest? Commission guy, flying high. It just says guy in background, but this is not the quest. I need to complete something else first, don't I? Or is it Tempus Fugit? Nope, nope, nope. I need to do some other quests in here in order to advance. But the thing is, I just want to explore the area and get some more animal sigils and whatnot, because this is just so nice to do. Now, yeah, Hertha. Let's talk to her real quick. Maybe we can do some requests. No. Yeah, you have to find those quests out in the world somewhere. Alright, alright, alright. So Hertha, once you have your weekly requests done, there's nothing else you can really do. Alright, standing here on guard duty day in, day out, it really doesn't give me much detail to write about. In fact, it gives me precisely 0 detail to write about. What's wrong? My father, his name is Tunner. He works at Dawn Winery. He was thrilled when I joined the Knights of Favonius. Every time he writes to me now, it's all he ever asks about. But all I do is guard the gate, and the side gate at that. We hardly ever have anyone coming through this way. Obviously, my father is eager, anticipating big news of my heroic exploits. Meanwhile, here I'm managing the affairs of the gate. His health isn't great, and I'm a bit concerned that he'd take a turn for the worse if he knew the reality of my situation. So, when I write to him, I tell him that I'm out here with the cream of the crop, fighting battles and all that. Now I've got myself into a position where I'm forever telling him all these tall tales without a shred of evidence, and I think he's starting to have his doubts. If you're preparing to go off on an adventure, could you bring me back a trophy? Would help bolster the credibility of my letter. Okay, we can do this, even if it might backfire in the future. But anyway, with the trophy to go with the letter, my father's sure to be convinced. Let's see. Get me some slime condensate this time? Sure. I've also heard that slimes are always cropping around, yeah, my father is quite sensitive, and so on and so forth. But don't I already have enough? Wait, what? Have you delivered the letter and trophy to my father? Oh, okay, not yet. You can get slime condensate from slimes. Yeah, when you found it, please deliver this. This is all because my dad says things like, the whole family is counting on you, and I believe you're going to become the strongest knight in all Mondstadt. And yet, right now, all I'm good for is guarding this gate. Alright, so I have to give him the letter. That's great. It's just great. I skipped some dialogue here because, we know already what we need to do. And the thing was that I was not quite sure if you have to get new slime condensate or if you can just use older slime condensate in that. Anyway, now some ideas for the build, because last episode I was so eager on figuring out a really useful build to use with the characters that benefit or that trigger some healing effects. But let's just finish this quest real quick. Greetings, honored guest. Welcome to the Dawn Winery. This letter is from Guy. He wrote me a letter and he got you to deliver it. Dear father, defeated a group of slimes. He is hoping that's the last Dawn Winery sees of them. Wow, it was only a throwaway comment I made about that, but he really took it to heart. He took this as a trophy. Mr. Guy squashed these slimes to smithereens without even breaking a sweat. It was all over in seconds. Bish, bash, bosh. He moved like lightning. And after he'd beaten them, he just looked at the carnage he left behind and said, maybe now my father can finally have some peace. Well, if he's got the time to worry about me, his job must be too idle. At least he's becoming more mature now, though, more knightly. Honored guest, thank you for your trouble. Would you care to rest here for a while? Do you want to send him a reply? Yeah, not right now. I'll write to him soon, though. Please take these for your journey, and you can keep the trophy too. An old man like me doesn't have any use for it. Tell him to keep up the good work from me. Alright, in fact, no, just tell him to keep working hard. No, this was a signboard. Okay, yeah, come on. Paimon. Like, I think I know why people thought that the game kind of resets chests. Because it also resets items you can pick up. Like, you can investigate certain objects, like this barrel here, and stuff comes out. And it resets, I don't know, like every day or so, or every 2 days, I don't know. It resets. But it's difficult to say when it will reset, but it does. So, okay, could we not? Okay, let's just focus on doing the daily thingies here. Increasing danger is the next one, somewhere in the west. Anyway, let's continue my thought on a good build. And the idea behind it, it's actually pretty straightforward. Either go with, a heal bonus, or an energy recharge bonus, or something with crit. It's pretty simple, really. Because I kind of found out that crit might be useful, or at least crit is really good when it comes to cryo characters. If you have 2 cryo characters in your squad, you gain a bonus 15% of crit rate. That's pretty nice. That one in conjunction with other crit items, pretty cool. The only iffy bit is you can't get more than, let's say, 30% of crit rate as a set effect. Like sometimes it's 36, sometimes it's 30, but it adds in a really strange way. And then there are 2 other sets that, strangely enough, increase your energy recharge by 20%. But the 20% boost happens, and this is the funny thing, the 20% boost happens on the 2 set effect. And this is the really cool thing. So this is one time where you would actually benefit more by mixing 2 different sets together in order to maximize one stat. And this is also like why I do certain builds and whatnot. Yeah, increases more normal attack damage by 24%. Nice, also pretty sweet. I would like to have... Okay, wait a minute. I also have seen... Yeah, this sword here. I could try that. At least like once, or... Don't know how many times I could do that, but... let's try to enhance it to the... Yeah, we can't go for the max, can we? Because this item, it just has a really interesting effect. This is what makes it so special. This, like, once every now and then, and the 200 and whatnot bonus damage is just so cool that I would really like to see that thing be used more often, or at all. So increases damage against enemies affected by hydro or cryo by 12%. Yeah. That one can be increased a little bit, like if you level this up. That's neat. Same also goes, by the way, for this Fisher sword here. Like this one increases and this one decreases, which is really nice. But the 50% chance, right? You change to the character, then hack on them, and then you switch to another one after you triggered this effect, and then you come back to this effect again. This is just so nice. Because this one benefits from the way this game is played. Because you switch between characters in order to trigger effects and whatnot. And yeah, that's just really neat. This one, on the other hand, is only active on this character. Therefore, it doesn't really benefit this game. Or the way the game is made. This one, on the other hand, nice, it restores some HP, but only for this character. This one is also only useful for this and only this character. Same as this one, by the way. But okay, do I have... Yeah, I only have one other iteration of that. And yeah, there's another Skyrider sword, but it's just the normal sword, and this also had an interesting effect. Because I was going through items in order to figure out what kind of build I could go with. And yeah, this right here, the energy recharge build. This is one here, and then there's another one. I just don't know if I found it anywhere. The thing is, I have to look for an effect that has energy recharge, but I have no idea what the other one was called. It's not the Sojourner, because the Sojourner was, I think, another thingy. Gladiator, no. Bloodstained Chivalry. Prayers for Destiny. Prayers for Wisdom. Prayers to Springtime. This is the Circlet. This is the Bloodstained thingy. But physical damage plus 25%. That's pretty straightforward if I think about it. It's one of the highest boosts in terms of damage. Only physical though, but it's really good. After defeating an enemy opponent, increases charge to take damage by so and so much. Yeah, you can pretty much spam them to death with this thing. Pretty nice. No, it's also not this one. Bloody hell, what was the other one? It's also not the Instructor. It's not the Exile, also not the Adventurer. Okay, let's just try this one. Why not? No. But increases charged attack crit rate by 30%. Too bad it's only in a 4-piece. Where's the other item that I was looking for? Maybe I mixed it up, because I only had a 2-star of this. But... yeah, this was somewhere else. Did we... is there backup? No, no backup, no nothing. So... let's just have a quick look. Because in one of those domains, there were these items. No, this was a talent upgrade. This is not it. I'm looking for... also not the bravery thingy. Was it one of these? No, it was not one of these. Like, these are just nice support thingies to have. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. The Scholar. Okay, it was called the Scholar. Yeah, the Scholar set. Pretty cool. Because, yeah, look at this 2-set piece thingy. The Scholar and the Exile. Both have a 2-piece set effect of a 20% improvement or increase in energy recharge. You can use those two. And then you can also have the energy recharge stat on one of the items. I just don't know which one, but it was one of the mixery items. Like, not the feather and also not the flower. But it, yeah, it was another one. And if you use it, you can benefit a lot from it. That's just a nice thing. Oh, there's so much. Alright. Anyway, we got this thingy. So, yeah, you could either improve your energy recharge by a ton, and then just use the elemental burst multiple times. Depending on what you want to do with the build, of course, right? Because an improvement of, let's say, 40% energy recharge means that you can deal more damage with the elemental burst. It's basically an increase. Yeah, it's an increase in terms of damage of... come on. Nah, okay, let's get these small ones here. Basically a damage boost. Alright. But yeah, only for a special ability, in this case the elemental burst, because it increases the amount of times you can use the elemental burst in a certain period of time because of the increased recharge. But only, and this is the interesting thing, only if the cooldown time is not in like if you use your abilities outside the cooldown time. If you have an awful lot of energy recharge, but your skill is not ready, or like the burst is not ready, then it doesn't matter if like how much energy you get from the enemies. As long as you can't use the burst, it's too much, basically. And this is the point where you should think about getting another energy recharge item, or getting rid of it and choosing a different one. So the thing is, I'm now just thinking about not getting the energy recharge because it might just be too much, and then I won't be able to use it the way I intended. But yeah, only thing I could do is try it out. But I then would need at least the 2-star version of it to trigger. Hey. Like, why must it be so difficult? Problems upon problems upon problems. Doesn't really matter which one I pick here, is it? Whoa, and bada boo. Yeah. No. And yeah, there's another one with the crit. The problem about the crit is if you... the crit starts at 50% bonus damage. It's not 100. So what you have to do is you have to halve the crit rate. And then you can think of it as a bonus in damage. Like, let's say you have an increase of 10% crit rate, but the crit damage is only 50% of that, so half of that. That means you have a 5% bonus damage. Right? But damage over time. And not all the time. Just sometime. Like, yeah, of course, damage over time, general, right? There we go. Yeah, it would really hit them, the enemy multiple times if there's another shard there. Okay, how many do we got? 2, sweetie. Not that. So, but yeah, depending on your crit damage stat, what are the stats on him, by the way? We have a crit rate of 12%, and the crit damage of 54%. So we just round it down to 50%, makes it easier, and crit rate in this case is 10%. So, could be like every 8 attacks or so. That's a crit. Like 2 times 8 is 16, 10 times 8 is 80, so it's 96, it's roughly 100. So between 8 and 9 attacks, this is where the ultimate is. But it's usually more, like every 4 attacks in this case, because at some point your the chance of having a crit gets higher if you haven't crit. Like, actually it does not get higher, but it's just unlikely that you don't crit indefinitely, right? And I don't even think that the game has something in it that prevents you from critting at all. That would be really mean, but why is there still this thingy there? It says island. I think, yeah, I marked the wrong thing there. I marked the wrong island. Alrighty. So yeah, one thing is the scholar. And the scholar is basically a, depending on the recharge boost. You start with 100%, by the way. And then it increases by, again, 20%, 40%, whatnot. Then of course you have your items and maybe some character effects that happen as well. Alrighty. Wait a minute. Let's not do it like so. And bam! Nice. It's not where you're... Yeah, where I was pointed to when it came to mining. Yeah, I need those ball items in order to upgrade. Like this one here needs these kind of balls to be stronger. And then you have this strange fisher item. Like, why is it that those kind of interesting items need those Liu ingredients? And then you have your normal items and they need these chaos devices. Strange, isn't it? Really strange. Now, let's go further west. So what could I do? What could I do? What could I do? Only half of the crit can be considered bonus damage. But yeah, saying bonus damage is, I think, also the wrong word for it. That's the thing. Ooh, okay. That was quick. Nice. Yeah, now there's I don't know what happened, but now we can press J for some reason. What's so special? Speak to Hughes. No, this is fly high. Gilly planes. This is not it. Oh, wait, we got the story quest. Yeah, because we got the key. Click to claim a story key, which is used for unlocking story quests. Yeah. Okay. Klee. Requires adventure rank 32. Okay. Wait a minute. Obtaining... Yeah, complete the required proceeding quest. Use the story key to unlock the quest. And what happens if you trigger the quest? Do you get the corresponding character for it? Because I can get behind the idea of there being a certain character quest, like involving the character and their backstories and whatnot. But will you actually unlock them? That would be neat. Like this one here. Level 40 Zhongli, and then we also got Tantaglia. But the fact that we can get Jean is much better. The iffy thing here is that you can unlock characters with the wish system, but what happens if you unlock them another way? Like in here also. This one says completed to get Xianxing. What does this one say? Yeah, obtain Barbara. So it's a quest reward. Alright. What about his mission? Is it gone now? I think so. Yeah, it was only a very short event. Only a very... Nope, no, wrong button. Only a very short event. Now it's original resin that I need to use up. I don't want to use it up on these items because I still need to improve my adventurer rank here. So let's just go and mine some stuff. Why not? Do some daily stuff like natural stuff and think about what kind of build I could go with. Should I go for crit? What could the... if I would go for an increase in attack, right? Then what kind of crit would that correspond with? And crit damage? Like you start with 50%, so let's consider 50% as a given for comparison. That means twice as much attack. No, wait a minute. Twice as much crit bonus is needed to be considered the same as the attack bonus. So let's say you have 30% or maybe 20% increase in attack. Then... But it's... wait a minute. No, but the calculation is a little bit different, right? Because it multiplies on top of it. Wait a minute. Because of the fact that it gets multiplied twice in a row, right? That makes it not that easy because it's not the same scaling. Like one scales linearly. Yeah, you may consider this as a linear thing, and the other one is also linear. But if you combine those two, it is an exponential increase in damage. Same thing as in like any game, yeah, because it gets multiplied, it makes it difficult to calculate. Because I want to calculate it in my head, just makes it easier, or at least get some kind of a shorthand, right? Like this item and this item when this situation happens, and like another item and another item and other stuff happens or whatnot. Yeah, it just makes it a little iffy. Okay, so let's say we have 100 damage, right? Like flat attack damage. And we, yeah, just consider 50% crit damage as a given, as I said. Then having... yeah, half of the crit. Come on. Then having 20% crit would correspond to 10% percentage attack bonus. But what if we actually get a mix? Like, so we don't focus on one stat and try to increase it, but we actually focus on like medium 2 stats or something like that. That could increase my damage like by a lot. Just by how much? Like you, let's say you have a crit rate of 20%. That would mean an increase of 10% damage. A 10% attack increase is also the same thing. But this is more. This is the nice thing. This is more than the 20% you would get by just focusing on one of the 2 stats, right? So having an even mix of stats gives you more damage than focusing on one individual stat. But one individual stat is just so much more fun. That's the thing. Makes absolutely no sense. Not that much sense, but just more fun to play as. Yeah, let's just see. We deal, yeah, let's say we deal 100 damage. Like, let's not consider any resistance of the enemies, because resistance also changes the amount of damage that we deal. Let's not consider any specific enemy that we want to defeat, right? Let's just say that we can deal damage, and a reduction of resistance boosts also our damage, or an increase of certain elemental damage or whatever. It's basically the same. Yeah, wait a minute. It's basically the same, but it's not, isn't it? I have to look at the formula when it comes to elemental damage again. Because there, I'm not quite sure about it. Not quite sure. That was iffy. Like the elemental damage, does that come afterwards? I think so. Like the resistance scaling and the increase in damage scaling. It has to. Like, just thinking about it is kind of logical. Because it's just a different step. And then you also have your defense or whatnot. You can lower that too of an enemy if you wanted to. Yeah, anyway. Let's say you deal 100 damage and have a 10% attack boost. That means you deal 110 damage. So you have your 110 damage. That's nice and all. But if you have the 20% increase in crit, which would again correspond to 10% bonus damage over time, is another 10% of that. So you end up at 121 bonus damage. So it's 1% bonus damage. Is that? No, wait a minute. Is it? Yeah, it's a bonus 10% in terms of damage. And the 10% in this case is 11 because you deal 110. Yeah. So it's 121. The increase in this case is 1%. Ooh. Yeah, 1%. Is it worth it? That's the other question one should ask themselves. Is it worth it?
お前って本当にせっかちだな。
This 1%, is it worth splitting up the build and having a different effect happening there? Or should you focus on this one element again? I don't think so. It just depends what your items are and if the certain effect has a follow-up one. Like, let's say you crit. Oh. Anyway, let's say you crit. And if you crit, a bonus effect happens, like the enemy gets frozen or whatnot. I don't think that this is present in the game, but it could be. Or maybe charged attacks, yeah. Sometimes charged attacks do things, or at least get done. And they are getting boosted by a set that increases charged attack damage. So it's charged attacks. Charged attacks have a very interesting property, and this is that you cannot really use them as a crit bonus, or in a crit build. There we go. You can't really use them in a crit build because it takes time to charge them, and crits usually work best if you can attack multiple times in succession to get the average bonus damage as a result, because otherwise it can just happen in an encounter that you attack once or twice, nothing happens, so no crit. So all your crit stats have no effect if you can't crit. It's fairly simple, but yeah, it's fairly simple but makes absolute sense. Now the other question is, do I want to do I want to use that bonus damage sword? Or do I want to focus on the healing sword? Because if I if I focus on the let's call it the burst sword, or the instant damage sword, not the burst, so we don't confuse anything. So let's consider it some kind of an instant damage sword, because it is. If we deal instant damage, then we cannot use its effect in conjunction with a crit, because, as I said, it would be too much luck involved in a fight. Like, you could use it every now and then, but then you had to wait for an additional 12-ish seconds to trigger a second time. Do you want to wait for that long or not? Because then you're just switching to another character and trigger maybe a kind of elemental resonance effect. That's just the... so if you... what kind of build should I go for? And then of course there's the healing thingy. I said it already, I like the healing builds, but I don't want to stretch the fight out for too long. Meaning, if I deal not enough damage to kill them in a certain period of time, then I will have a problem finishing timed missions, right? And this is also something to keep in mind, because this game involves timed fights, right? That means that a healing effect, that basically means you live for longer, right? is basically becoming useless. Oh no. Okay. I should have thought about that too. Ay, 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 ay. So everything that has something to do with stretching out fights, or like that benefits from a longer fight, right? Like anything defensive, higher HP, for example, higher defense values, they lower, effectively, they lower your damage output, right? But they increase the potential damage you can do in a fight situation, right? Because you can just live longer. But in this case, you would also need more time to defeat the enemies. And more time needed means more difficulty completing these tasks. Ooh, we now found something interesting in this game, because this game uses timed missions fairly often. So much, in fact, that it can become slightly of a problem if you don't deal as much damage. So you should not focus on defense too much. Just the necessary items that cannot be switched to offensive ones. And also this game has a sprint and evade mechanic, so you don't even need to bother with it. This also means that we are going to split the episode, because it will be a very long one. Until then, like and subscribe. Ta-ta!